All right, today we are going to tie a mouse pattern. This is a fun pattern to use. I like using it to go night fishing for big trout and still pools. You can also use it on lakes, anything where there's a fish big enough to eat a mouse. Anyhow, this pattern is called the Master Splinter. I'm gonna start like I always do. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then I just take and put 1 wrap behind the tag end, and then I put 5 wraps on top of that to lock the thread onto the hook. The hook is a 3X size 2 streamer hook. So now we're gonna take this and wrap it towards the back. And right about the spot where we get to the hook, the point of the hook comes out. We're gonna take some of this rabbit fur, and I've stripped it. And this is gonna be the tail. And I wrapped it on there, but I want it to stay on top, so I brought it back over to the top. And now I'm gonna trim that little piece off. And I'm gonna keep wrapping this thing on a little bit further down. And then I'm gonna bring our foam in. I cut a little point on the foam so that it ties in a little bit better. I'm gonna go right about the same spot I started the tail. I'm doing 3 loose wraps, and then I'm just bringing it slightly tighter. We're gonna take this back to about the spot where the hook starts to bend down. We got a little bit further to go. All right, and now I am going to take, I have this synthetic rabbit fur that I like to use for the body. And I'm going to cut off, so it's about 6 inches. So about that much. And then I'm going to tie that in the back here. I'm going to trim that off, that little extra bit off. This up towards the front. Right about there, I leave a little bit of room up front. Now I'm going to take this and wrap it around. I'm going to try to just peel this back a little bit so that I can get the wraps as close to each other as I can. until I get it to right about there. Pretty close to the front. And I do 3 wraps behind, 3 wraps in front. And then I'm gonna do a few more wraps in front. Then I'm gonna trim off the excess. You kind of have to pull that extra off. Then I'm gonna separate the hairs like that, give it a little part. And then here we go with the with a little bit of glue. I'm gonna put the glue at the back end and just kind of run it on the fur towards the front. And then I'm gonna take this foam and bend it forward, try to split it evenly. Hold it there for about 30 seconds. Then I'm going to take this up a little bit further. It's about where I want this to come in. So I'm going to do 3 loose wraps, and then don't get all of a sudden tighter, but start getting a little bit tighter with each wrap. Make sure I keep it fairly straight. And I'm supporting the hook with my left hand because I'm pulling pretty hard way up at the front. All right, that got that pretty tight. Now I'm gonna take a wrap and go back, I don't know, about a 1/2 inch. And I fold it over on the top. All right, and now you have that little piece stuck up front, or sticking towards the back. I'm just gonna trim that off, not as tight as I can, but leaving about, I don't know, what is that, a 1/2 inch? And then I'm gonna take and peel back the fur, keep it out of my way, and I'm gonna put quite a few wraps up at the front there. And then I'm gonna do 3 1/2 hitches. The thread that I'm using, I don't know if I said it, is 6/0 thread. And then trim that little guy off there. Now the thread has come off, and now I'm going to take this out of the vise so that hopefully I can show you. This is absolutely not necessary, but I think it's fun. So I try to put a little V in and leave about the same amount of space on either side. And that gives me my little mouse ears. Cut the edges off so that they're a little bit rounded. And it's not perfectly symmetrical, but it's fairly close. And then take a marker, and I'm going to give him some eyes, a little nose, maybe some whiskers. Like I said, none of that's important, but it's fun to do anyways. I'm gonna put some glue on the thread so that it doesn't come unraveled on me, but that's pretty much it. The Master Splinter, you leave that little bit at the end. What ends up happening is it gets wet and it looks like it comes to a point instead of actually being a tuft. Thanks for joining me. Hope you enjoyed it. If you have any comments, questions, or answers, leave them in the comments. Thank you.